Welcome everyone to the Side Drive Podcast. Welcome to another Truck Series race review. Today we're reviewing the Charlotte race, also known as the Kyle Busch Show.
Yes.
Another race that Kyle Busch was in, and of course, he has won 5 for 5, and he is officially done for the season.
So far, all one can really beat him is himself.
And no one, and he couldn't even beat himself.
Yeah.
So it's been a pretty impressive run by Kyle Busch, but now he's won all of them. There's nothing else that he can do in the Truck Series for the rest of the season, so we'll have a nice review without having to say his name 20,000 times.
Yeah, so everybody be kind of happy not to hear his name in the Truck Series again this season.
Yeah, all of those that are not Kyle Busch fans.
Yeah.
But if you are, congratulations on 5 wins in a row.
Yeah, it seems like the race is a little more exciting when he's not in it.
Yeah, it's just his car, or his truck, I should say, is much dominant than anyone out in the field. Of course, he is his own boss in the Truck Series, so he can give himself the best trucks, and he's perfect in the Truck Series unless something happens on pit road or somebody crashes him. There's just no way of beating him. No one's really relatively close to his talent level. But I do think him racing in this series is very good for his team. He can look and see where they are running, and of course
it probably helps his competitors try to do a little better and try to see where they can improve at.
And I agree. It's not the most exciting races, but it's one of those things that has to happen to keep the Truck Series afloat. So it's just those 5 races per year that we have to sit through and watch that, and then the rest of the season can go on and go about business.
Yeah.
So we were not able to watch the race at all because I was graduating college. Much rather have been at the race, but
yeah, it's kind of like go to race, graduate college. What should we do? So we chose graduate college.
Unfortunately.
And what's so bad, we have free tickets to the race too, so that makes it even worse.
Yeah, so and also in a few minutes we're going to head to the All-Star race after we get this posted. So it's not going to be your normal race review. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the top 10 through my phone, and we're just going to talk about their days and how they fared out.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, we had Ross Chastain. I saw on Twitter that he led a few laps coming off that win in, I believe it was Kansas. And so great speed by him, continuing that 1.5 mile speed.
Yes, that program's really come along. It's good for that team. Built some momentum right now, and it also you had the big paint scheme on the back of the truck for Officer Sheldon that was just recently killed in line of duty. So it was really good to see that.
Yeah, I was really pulling for that scheme. Wanted to see his name at Victory Lane after all that happened. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but I think all the trucks still ran stickers, so
yeah.
At least we have that.
Yeah, it has K9 at the track, and I was like, man, it makes it even tougher. Reason I want to be at the truck race too, to see that, and it's just really hit close to home. It's it's real exciting to see the community and the trucks and all giving respect to them.
And coming in 9th place was Grant Enfinger, another strong race for him. Started 9th, and finished 9th, so
Didn't lose nothing.
No. Very solid day from Grant Enfinger, not gaining anything and not losing anything either. So, but another one up above him in 8th is Anthony Alfredo in the 15.
That's pretty impressive too.
Started 15th, finished 8th, so great run for him last night. Todd Gilliland, the highest running KBM truck not named Kyle Busch. Earlier in the season we had some sort of drama start between him and Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch was critiquing his driving, and he's trying to prove himself. Finishing ahead of his teammate Harrison Burton.
Yeah, he's continue to improve every week to week, and I bet he's gonna do well.
Yeah, I'm really pulling for him ever since that, because when your boss says you're not doing a good enough job, you know you need to go out there and perform, prove him wrong, and he's been finishing pretty solid.
Yeah,
I believe once the season gets in its summer races, he'll really shine throughout those races, possibly even the playoffs.
he might be able to redeem himself once he gets to some of these road courses.
Yeah. So he finished 7th. 6th was Austin Hill, who came all the way back from 20th. So a great rebound from him from qualifying.
Yes.
That team won at Daytona. He was the only Truck Series winner for a long time, with Kyle Busch running like 4 in a row at one point. Yeah, but great run for him.
Yeah.
5th place was Matt Crafton, who started first. So I think Matt Crafton just needs to finish out these races, because we see all the time where Matt Crafton would have some sort of issue with the car, some sort of weird penalty, some crash. I think he'll win a ton of races. He just needs to finish them out, and thankfully last night he finished that race, came in the top 5.
Yeah.
The next up is Ben Rhodes, who was leading for a moment there, until Kyle Busch was Kyle Busch again. So,
Ben Rhodes, he's gets some momentum now. He finished second at Kansas, and now he got another top 5. So I mean, he's coming on strong. I'd watch out for him.
Yeah, he's being really consistent right now. So I don't think there's any races next week, but I do think we'll be back pretty soon in the Truck Series. We'll see how he'll do. And then above him is Stuart Friesen, who started second in the 3rd position in the finishing order. He had the best truck at the end. If he would have had another caution, he would have been the victor, because no one else had fresh tires. He took fresh tires, came all the way from 15th or so to 3rd. So pretty impressive run at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to redeem himself from Kansas for letting that one get away. But, yeah, he's just going to find a way to finish these races off and maybe get in victory lane sometime this season.
Now, the biggest thing I want to talk about, the thing I've been most excited to talk about, is the guy who came in 2nd place. Brennan Poole in the 30 truck came all the way from 17th, rebounded to 2nd. Best finish of the season and also his career. And if it was not for Kyle Busch, he would have been in victory lane. So that's pretty impressive by him.
Yeah, very impressive by that truck. I've been looking forward to see him do something very well this season. I'm real excited to see him run a full season in trucks. So maybe we'll see him in victory lane sometime this year.
And then, of course, you had the guy who started in 8th place, finished it out in 1st, is the number 51 of Kyle Busch. The king of the Truck Series. I saw on Twitter everyone calling him that, which rightfully so. He goes in the Truck Series and intimidates all the drivers, and they want to beat him, but they just can't figure out a way to, especially this season. There's just no stopping him, and everyone out in the garage is glad that there are only five races a year that they'll have to deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet some drivers are saying, they wish he would race more so that they could beat him. Might take them all season, but that's what they want to do. They want to prove their talent compared to him, and of course that's probably an unfair comparison for some of those drivers. But for drivers like Johnny Sawyer and Matt Crafton, they're the ones that really want to beat Kyle Busch.
Yes. And another, I want to mention Jesse Little. He don't run a whole lot of races, and he finished 14th. And Jordan Anderson got a 15th place finish, and that's very good for that team. So he's picking up some momentum and starting to run well. So
yeah, he finished really well at Kansas last week, and I think Jordan Anderson's on his way to finishing in the top 10s pretty soon.
Yeah, he's just creeping on up there, and just look out for that team. He's just he's just improving that team more and more each week, and I just look forward to seeing what he can do in the weeks to come.
So that was our very odd race review. We couldn't really, it's not necessarily a race review because we didn't really
go
to it or watch it at all, besides following along on Twitter after the graduation, which was after stage 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty interesting to see if someone could have beat Kyle Busch, but unfortunately for them, they did not. But fortunately for Kyle Busch, that's 5 wins. For 5 wins.
Yeah, he's always good at Charlotte anyway. He's mile and a half, so I don't know what Charlotte is that he likes. But he either runs really well or he's just not good at all at Charlotte. So.
But one thing I will say, his drivers, Harrison Burton and Tom Gilliland, cannot complain about these trucks, as Kyle Busch gets in it, wins every week. So there's no complaining at all, because you can't really, argue
I believe he just knows what his truck needs to handle well and have the speed. Something that some of the other guys here has got to learn how to figure, how the track's going to change, and what the truck's, which direction the truck's going in, and what changes need to be made to it.
Yeah, I do think Kyle Busch really loves the truck series. I think he loves it much more than, probably even more than the other 2 series in NASCAR. But I think once he hangs up his helmet for the Cup Series, I'd say he might even be the president of the Truck Series one day, with how much he really loves the series as a whole.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
So, I just really respect his passion for the Truck Series. It's probably my favorite series as well. So, yes, I know for some of you it's really tough to watch him win every week in the Truck Series, but it really helps his team and also the whole sport.
Yeah, I'd say the Truck Series is part of my favorite series of all. I don't know why, just the competitive of it, or just fun to watch them.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of these other guys are going to take what they learned from racing Kyle Busch and see how they'll race next upcoming races. Will we see Ross Chastain win week to week? Will Brennan Poole win his first truck race? We'll have to see. It's going to be pretty exciting all year. Especially, we don't know who's really strong in the Truck Series yet, because Kyle Busch has been dominating all these races, and so we got that to look forward to see who's going to step up and win all these races this season. So we do want to thank you for joining us today. There's still time to look for the Dale Jr. in the thumbnail to be shouted out in the next video for the All-Star. So that's going to be a pretty big video, possibly.
Yes, it's going to be exciting.
Hopefully we'll get to actually be there. So there's no graduations or anything.
Nothing in our way.
So full speed ahead.
Yes.
So we'll see you tomorrow for our All-Star review. It's going to be hard to get home and record and put it out in one night. So we'll see you tomorrow morning.